did my, aren't they cool, man?
Not to say. I need to set myself.
You know, it's like the whole obviously the night was for the cancer patients. They painted these shoes for us, and our kids got to go and paint the shoes with them, and it was life changing for our kids. You know, just watching the kids, how full of life they were, and obviously understanding that, you know, life is tough sometimes. And I had no idea what my shoes were going to look like. And when I got them, I'm like, ooh, I got some colorful ones. And the highlight for me tonight was meeting a little young man who actually painted my shoes. I think he was about that tall. And I told him, I said, hey, buddy, I said, my shoes are fire. And the look on his face, and it just lit up the whole room. And for me, that was enough right there, you know, for the night. You know, just watching him be excited about this opportunity. So I think it was a great cause. Kudos to, you know, our marketing and whoever else put this together. And these shoes are going to go, they're going to go up for auction. I don't know when, but I'm sure.
Open right now.
Open right now. Hokie Nation, let's go, man. Let's go, and let's donate for a tremendous cause. For me, it's very personal because I got to see those kids. They came to the game. They got a tour of Hahn. They got a tour of Castle. And I'm sure they really enjoyed the game. But it's for a great cause, so hopefully we can, you know, represent like Hokie Nation always does, and let's go ahead and bid on these shoes and get that number high. So I might have to bid on them myself. It might be my good luck shoes. The socks were mine. So, but other than that, good game. Very gutsy performance. You know, I thought throughout this game, everybody had, you know, everybody who played had a spell or two where they didn't play well, and they didn't run and hide. They all stepped up, and they came up big. You know, I thought Liz she had a couple opportunities early. I thought she was, you know, soft is a strong word, but, you know, I thought she could have handled it a little bit differently. She was big, you know, in the second half, made some big baskets, 20 points, 14 rebounds, and played through cramping. You know, she was cramping throughout the basketball game, especially the second half. She played through that and gave us, you know, just gave us the lift that we needed. Taylor Soule was tremendous. Her energy was out of this world. Kept us in it the whole time. Kayana Traylor didn't play well in the beginning, but hit some really big threes. Kept Louisville from separating from us. Very, very proud of her. You know, so on down the line. Georgia Amore, you know, I got really mad at her at some point, and she was the adult in the room. I almost got to the point where I stopped coaching her. I said, you have to figure it out at some point. And she made big baskets at the end to really propel us and showed leadership. So really good win for us. I think we grew up a little bit tonight as a team, as a group, and very, very proud of them.
First question, Mark, on the right.
Kenny, congratulations.
Thank you.
They had beaten you 9 straight times,
Yeah.
but 7 of those were since you got here. Why was this the year that you finally beat Louisville?
You know, I mean, first and foremost, they're good. You know, last year they went to the Final Four, and they're a good basketball team. And we've come close, especially here. We hadn't come close there, but come close here. And play or two down the stretch, we weren't able to make them. You know, we have a veteran group now, and we made the plays when we needed to. And we're good. And we're good, you know. So we have a different group. We have a different type of team. And, you know, we walked into this game probably for the first time, honestly, Mark, if I'm being very honest, probably for the first time, like we should win the basketball game. And so they knew that. They stepped up and knew we just had to play best of our abilities, and we would win the basketball game. I think that was the reason we were able to get over the hump, because at some point in time it looked gloom and doom. It almost looked like, okay, here we go again. And, you know, KT steps up and hits a big three-pointer, you know, to pull us back within one, get a stop, and now you got a chance to win. So just a very, very collectively it was a great win because so many people shared in it and really came through and made a big play for us.
Does it mean something to the program to have this win over Louisville finally?
Yeah, it does. We actually talked about it. I've been here. This is my 7th year, and we had never beaten them. It's the only team that we had never beaten as a program since I've been here. And it just goes to show you the steps that your program is taking to the point where you can get, and you're expected to beat, you know, a Louisville. And, you know, you look at it, too, all things considered, and they're going to be there. But, you know, we're the 13th ranked team in the country, and they're not ranked at the moment. But they are a top 20 team. They really are. And so it does mean a lot for our kids. It means a lot for the program. It means a lot for the moment. You know, we didn't want to get to the point where we were 3-4 going into the break. And so now we're 4-3. We'll put ourselves right back in the thick of things and have a little bit of a break and be able to come back. We got to go to Pitt and play. I think we got Wake Forest coming back through here. So it was a big win for us, and we needed it for momentum.
You know, all season long we've been talking about depth and growing, learning from your mistakes. Is this the kind of win you've been building towards all season long with this group?
Well, I don't know if it's the kind of win we've been building for. We just been building, period. And like, it's going to be a crazy year. When it's all said and done, it's going to be a year that I don't know if I've ever had before, because you start off, you have some new cast of characters, and you're trying to get acclimated to each other, and then Ashley goes down, and so all of a sudden you're building to what you are now, and then Ashley's going to come back, and then we're going to have to try to reinvent ourselves again, and then hopefully we'll be clicking, by the time we really hit like February or going to the stretch of the ACC run. So, I just think day by day we're just trying to build confidence, understand how we want to play with each other. And it's a very important game for us. I thought we took steps in understanding who we are and what we can be.
Anthony.
Kenny, what was the game plan against Van Lith? And it seemed like Georgia did a really good job. I think it was that second to last possession when she forced the miss down the stretch that I don't know if it would have put them ahead or tied the game.
Yeah, I mean, she played. Van Lith is one of the best players in this league, and we just wanted to make it tough for her. And she had 29, but she took 26 shots. And we know they were going to go to her, and we know. And she got into rhythm at some point during the game. Staff did a tremendous job. We made an adjustment the last 3 possessions, and just didn't let her come off the screen like she wanted to. We gave her a different look. Georgia was actually on her. We put a lot of different people on her. I think 4 different people guarded her, and that was by design. And Georgia was the one that was guarding her at the end. Came up with 2 really big stops on her shots. And so, you're not going to – she's going to get her shots. She's going to get her attempts. She's going to get her points. And you just have to try to make them tough for her. And I think it's what we did, especially down the stretch.
On the left, David.
You guys have had a couple really close losses here in the last little bit. With 3 minutes to go, it's a 4-point game. You guys are down. You outscored them 10-4 the rest of the way. You get 3 big stops down the stretch. Georgia and KT each hit a couple big threes. What does it say about this group and how they're learning from each game and stayed locked in, even though they weren't on for the full 40 minutes individually, that they stayed locked in and were able to kind of gut out this win?
Well, I think we're built for this moment. We're built for moments like this because we're veterans. When you listen to the start lineups, introductions, it's like senior, grad student, and then Georgia's the youngest one out there. Actually, Liz is actually the youngest one in age, but we're built for it. They play a lot of basketball, so we've been there before. We watch a lot of film, and we look at the opportunities. We looked at it, in the fourth quarter we were tied with Miami. In the fourth quarter we were tied with Clemson. In the fourth quarter we were tied with Notre Dame. And even though we didn't prevail, we learned from that, and I think that really helped us in this situation. And it's probably going to help us a lot because it's going to be a lot of close games in this league. We were picked second. Louisville was picked first, but I think that was because somebody had to be picked second, somebody had to be picked first. You could have jumbled it all up. You could have jumbled it all up, and the way this league is right now, and I was reading something on ESPN, and they said that they felt like the ACC is the best league in the country. And it's because you have a lot of good teams. So every night's going to be a battle, and you got to be able to play. And we're going to need the concentration level, the focus that like we had tonight, especially going down the stretch, even when things weren't going well. And that's what's going to help you get to the top of this league. But I thought we took steps tonight. I was very proud of them.
You talk about the strength of the ACC, and you mentioned being able to count on anyone at any point in the game. How much does that sort of expand your playbook as you go through a tough ACC stretch and give you an advantage over other teams?
Well, my playbook is really, really short right now because everybody keeps playing the zone, and until we can. And you know what? I'm not giving away any secrets out here right now because everybody is watching film. You look at Louisville. Louisville is a man-to-man team, and they played probably 75% zone tonight. They played man-to-man the first quarter, and we were up 20-14, and then all of a sudden they went zone. And we're not shooting the ball particularly well right now. We're making timely threes. We're just not shooting the ball well And we need our players to be more consistent. And if they do that, then we'll be able to get to our playbook because they have to play us man. But I'm proud of the kids. Like, look at Liz. They're playing zone because they want to try to crowd Liz, but she's still, she had 20 tonight. She had 20 last night, so we're still getting her the opportunities, but I think it could be a lot easier if we start making some shots.
All right. Getty, did you see you guys do certain things better than you had at Miami?
I thought we were more focused. In Miami, we didn't play well. We weren't locked in. We made some uncharacteristic mistakes. Give Miami credit; they made us do it. But there was just plays. It's like, okay, what are you guys doing? And I thought we cleaned that up and we minimized the unforced errors. And you're not going to eliminate them, but we minimized them, and especially down the stretch. And we were able to take care of business and come up with the basketball clean. We didn't make careless turnovers or plays, and we gave ourselves a chance to shoot it. And we're going to have that kind of focus and that kind of grit and that kind of confidence going down the stretch for every game, because it's going to be like this a lot. I hope it's not every game, but a lot. But we did learn a lot from the Miami game.
Kenny, you mentioned back in mid-December after the Notre Dame game when you guys only went 6 deep that one of the things you wanted to do was trust your bench a little more. What have you seen from Taylor Guyman that's allowed, giving her the trust to where played 9 minutes tonight, where she's playing these 7 to 10 quality minutes and giving your starters a little bit of a break?
She's done a really good job. Very proud of her, and she's getting her sea legs underneath of her a little bit. She had a big 3 for us in that first half, but she knows where to go. She's a very smart player, understands our system, understands our scheme and whatnot. Finally getting comfortable with the movements, and I was very proud of her. She did a really good job tonight, and we're going to need more and more of that from her. And it was at that point where I said, I'm going to have to trust them, but they're going to have to make me trust them. And she's doing a lot in practice that's making me trust her and putting her out there. And we're going to need her. Even when Ashley comes back, we're still going to need those minutes that she's going to be able to give us.
You go to Brooke in the back.
Hey.
Brookie.
The spark that Taylor has. I mean, can you speak on that and to come out and be the leading scorer tonight?
I love it when it's a spark. It just can't be a flame, like when she got the technical foul. That could have been momentum turning, and it actually was, because I think it put us up 2 when she got that and one. They scored 2 free throws and they scored on the next possession. But she's trying to find her rhythm and what we need from her, and that's exactly what we need. The energy that she played with tonight. She was in attack mode. Did a really good job. If they want to play off of her, she and I worked on some stuff this week where she's a little hesitant, especially at Miami, with like attacking because they were way off of her, and she's found a way to slither around people. And when she's doing that attacking, it puts a lot more attention on her and a lot less tension on Liz. And as a result, we're going to be a dynamic duo in there. And so I'm very proud of what she was able to do tonight, and we need that effort all the time. Slither. Yeah, she's slither around. Good.
Kenny, what's making this league this year such an elite kind of just night in, night out, no off nights? I think we read the same ESPN article earlier today as well. I mean, this Louisville team is 8th in terms of voting points in the AP Top 25 this week with 1 point. What's making this league, and how is that going to benefit you guys in March?
Honestly, I think it's a transfer portal. Because in years past, you're able to look at what team and what trajectory they're going to be going on. Somebody's young this year. Next year they're probably still going to be young. And then the following year they might be ready to compete, whatnot. Now with the transfer portal, you can go get a brand new team. I watched Louisville versus Syracuse as I was preparing for the Louisville game. I didn't know one player on Syracuse's team, not one player. Pitt. I watched them, and I didn't know half of their players on their team. And so you can get to respectability really quick now with the transfer portal. And the ACC is a very good league, and a lot of kids want to play in the ACC, so they want to come and play in the ACC. You have mid-major kids. Look at the kid from Syracuse. She was great at Buffalo, and now she wanted to come and see what she could do at Syracuse. And so it's making those teams who you thought they were going to be, trying to rebuild for a while. There's no more rebuilding anymore. You just go in and, okay, you can go to transfer portal and you can get some kids, and it makes you respectable that, okay, Pitt's going to beat some people, because they got a brand new team. Syracuse, they probably won more games already this year than they did all of last year. And it just, this league is going to be like that because it's a destination, where some kids want to go. Kids are transferring, they want to go to the ACC because it's a good league. How will that help us in March? I just hope it doesn't hurt us, because we have probably 11 teams that could be worthy, but they're not going to give us 11 in the tournament. It could be 8, So if we start keep beating each other, a good quality team, and I'm talking about all of us. Anybody can go through a run, and you're not going to be able to get it. So that's I hope it helps, but I just don't want it to hurt, because there's a lot of good teams that are beating up on each other, and there's going to be a lot of same records to go along.
Wolfpack lost tonight.
Yeah. They didn't just lose; they got beat pretty good too, right? So.
Just to wrap it up, Kenny, Keanu joked that they're all old and going through pains right now, looking forward to some time off. How do you think getting that little break here will be beneficial for you guys?
Man, forget the kids. It's good for me. We all need it. We really do. I mean, you look at the standings. We played more games than anybody in the ACC right now. So we were probably the last team to get a bye, and we needed it. And they are older, and I have to really watch how I practice them. We need to get some reps, but at the same time, I can't. And especially with a short bench, I can't just keep running them into the ground. So everything I'm doing, I have one eye on, the fatigue level, So this weekend's going to be great. We're going to watch film tomorrow, and then I'm going to give them the weekend off, and we'll get back at it again on Monday. All right, guys. Yeah, I might give them Monday off so I can get in full pregame. I might tailgate out in front of my house
Just do
for the
whatever-
Monday night
just
for
do
the.
opposite of whatever you did when they played the Commanders.
We weren't into that game. We weren't into that game.